the patient self-determination act to persuade to persuade others to support the patient self-determination act so individuals as patients can know their rights. By supporting the patient self-determination act, it allows us as people to make our own end-of-life decisions and to make decisions about our care. It is an incredible good thing for everyone to know about the patient self-determination act. It gives people a peace of mind knowing they have made out of the end-of-life decision as he or she pleases. While doing research, I have learned that it's something called AD's, Advanced Directive. It provides a way for individuals to express medical care preference prior to when care may be needed and when individuals may be too ill to convey their wishes. The AD will allow a trusted individual to come in and make healthcare decisions about an individual when he or she is unable to do so themselves. According to analysts of the Patient Determination Act of 1990, advanced directives are grounded in social work, values, patient autonomy, and self-determination, as well as the constitutional rights to privacy and the common law right to choose. Advanced directives are designed to allow competent patients as an opportunity to express their wishes for future healthcare decisions. If they are unable to participate in medical decision making because of their poor state of health, according to advanced directives are written instructions in the form of legal documents that allow people to communicate their desires about medical care and treatment. If they cannot speak for themselves due to a terminal condition, advanced directives include living wills, dual powers of attorney for health care, and do not necessitate orders. There are times in life where many people don't get a chance to make end-of-life decisions, to make end-of-life care decisions. These are the times when family members have to pull together to make the best decision for their individual when he or she can't do so themselves. By supporting the Patient Self-Determination Act, it allows us as people to make our end-of-life decisions and to make decisions about our care. I will now explain how this act will protect the lives of patients. There are many individuals who are in hospital, nursing homes, and other healthcare facilities who do not know their rights when it comes to the Patient Self-Determination Act. There are some individuals that agree upon certain procedures in hospitals that they are not happy with because they do not know that they have a right to disagree on any type of care that they are not comfortable with. According to the Patient Self-Determination Act, meeting the challenges in patient care requires medical facilities to provide patients with written notification of their rights or consent to medical care. Individuals should know their rights while they are in hospital, nursing home, or in other healthcare facilities. When a person wants to refuse care and the individual don't know they have the right to do so, can make that person very upset. The Patient Self-Determination Act took effect in December 1991, which was intended to make it easier for individuals to express their preference about medical treatment, particularly about terminal care for healthcare providers to to honor those persons. There are times where patients may feel like they are pressured by doctors to have certain surgeries, whether it's knee, back, or heart surgery. The patient may not feel comfortable with the type of surgery and may not want to have it. But when that individual doesn't know that he or she have the right to say no about surgery can be very difficult. I will now explain to you why every individual needs to know their rights. Knowing your rights as a patient can be a big relief as to someone who don't. Each medical facility is required to provide patients with re-notification of their rights to refuse care. Individuals who know their rights have a better understanding to what's going on. According to the Patient Self-Determination Act, meeting with challenges in patient care, the Patient Self-Determination Act of 1990 requires medical facilities to provide patients with re-notification of their rights to refuse or consent to medical treatment. Now let's talk about a person who don't have a legal with the patient. If a person arrives at the hospital with their wife or husband barely conscious and in critical condition, and you don't know whether or not that person have a living will or not, because he or she didn't arrive at the hospital with one, then you will have to ask the patient's wife or husband who brought the patient to the hospital, do that individual have a living will or not. If the wife or husband tell you that the individual has a living will, they just don't know where it is at the time, then you will have to let the patient wife or husband make the best decision for the patient. In conclusion, during my speech, I gave you enough information to inform you about the Patient Self-Determination Act, and now I will summarize why this act is important. When I found out about the Patient Self-Determination Act, I thought it was a very good idea for a patient to have say so in his or her patient care. It allows the patient to have a peace of mind while staying in the hospital or other healthcare facility. It allows the patient to refuse any care that they are not comfortable with. Being able to refuse care when a person is not comfortable with the type of care that they are getting can be a relief on patients. Sometimes a patient may feel like he or she is being forced to have surgery when he or she really doesn't want to. By having the Self-Determination Act, a patient will be able to make their own decisions when it comes down to their care. Being able to bring your living will in the hospital with you is an incredible good thing. That means the hospital will have to respect an individual's wishes, whether it is to be revived or not. If a person does not have a living will, the individual family member will have to make the decisions for their patient while unconscious.